Hey everybody, it's Tday, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. Today is another tutorial video, and this will be a video showing you the basics of your Air Force. Now if you look up here, these are our military tabs. We have our Army tab, our Navy tab, and our Air Force tab. So if we click on this will give us a quick overview of what's going on. You can of course sort them by the type, sort them by the name, sort them by the airbase, and if you have them assigned to an area, you can sort them by the area. Up here is our equipment details, so we can take a look at what types of fighters we're using, what types of bombers we're using, etc., etc., etc. Now, one of the first things that I like to do, I like to keep all of my Air Force basically in reserves. This works for early game and mid game somewhat. So what you want to do is you want to go ahead and you want to look for all of your air units. So as you can see, we've got air units here, and what I like to do is I like to just disband all of the air wings. Brandenburg, disband them all, and you're not actually getting rid of the planes. You're simply unassigning them from certain bases. And when you unassign them, they simply go right into your reserves. As you can see here, this tab right here says reserved. That means unused planes. 280 fighters, 72 bombers, and 564 close air support craft. Go ahead and close these up, and we will move on to assigning our aircraft to certain theaters. Now, the first thing you're going to want to remember, because this gets a little bit confusing and it's not very clearly spelled out. But let's say we're getting ready for our invasion of Poland. Now, you're going to want to click an airbase that is near the area that you want to fight in, or that you're going to be fighting in, or near the area where you want your planes. So obviously in Poland's case, we would pick this airbase here or this airbase down here. We will go ahead and use this airbase here, and when you click on it, you get a little bit of information. Now, this is the confusing part, and this is the part you need to be aware of. The minute you click on this airbase, this screen that pops up right here is the assignment screen. So if you click on this airbase, assign a wing, and then assign aircraft here, you will be assigned to Eastern Germany. So what you need to remember to do is, once you build your wings, which we will go through, make sure that you are at the proper assignment screen. So first you will start a new wing, and when we click this new wing button, it will take us to our reserves. This is everything that we have in reserves. So let's just create a quick air wing here. We'll go ahead and move all of our equipment, so all 280 fighters, to this airbase. And if we take a look at the airbase, there is room for 1,200 fighters. So we'll go ahead and throw, click OK, create a new air wing, and then we'll go ahead and throw all of our close air support. Click OK. We'll go ahead and start time, and we will speed time up, and all of our equipment, it has to fly from wherever our reserves are, which is an unknown location. They have to move from their reserve point to this airbase. And as you can see here, it says standing by. So these guys are stationed at the airbase, but they do not yet have orders. Now, we have the airbase clicked, and we want to select the theater. As you can see here, this changed from Eastern Germany to Western Poland. This is where I want my fighters to operate. So remember, there's a clear difference. This is where they are stationed. This is where they will be operating. So we'll click close air support, move them over to Western Poland, click this here, move them over there. Now remember, there is the difference, and I have to stress this because it confuses people, and it confused me. This is where they are stationed. This is their base. So they will be flying out of this base and operating in this air zone here, and then when they need to return for repairs or fuel or ammunition or whatever, they will fly back to this base. Now, before things get kicking off in this war, which we won't go into, but I will show you how to prepare for it, you will need to make a couple decisions here. This bar right here tells you everything that you need to know about what's going on with your aircraft. So for our close air support, we have a few options here. No retreat, that means they will keep flying missions no matter what. Normal operations, they will fly missions only if they're at 25% strength. Low intensity, 50% strength, and then back to no retreat. I usually click no or normal operations for this. Here we have our night and day. Now, with the sun and the moon, they will fly missions night and day. You can have them only fly during the day. You can have them only fly at night. Or you can have them fly night and day. I typically like to let them fly night and day. If you let them fly at night, there is an advantage and a disadvantage. The advantage is the enemy on the ground can't see the planes as well. I think there's a reduction in your ability to be spotted. But that goes both ways. That means that you also cannot see targets on the ground, so you're going to have a reduction in your ability to hit targets on the ground. So it's kind of a give and take. You're not going to lose as many planes at night, but you're probably also not going to hit as many targets. Alright, this section here, close air support, gives you the majority type of the fighters that we're going to be using. Mission efficiency 90%. And we're losing 10% because we don't have the range to cover this entire area. Now we will give them orders. Close air support, naval strike, or port strike. These particular aircraft for this mission over Western Poland will perform close air support. And as you know, if you notice, when I click this, I get this little icon here over the area. There will be 80 fighters operating in a close air support role. So once our troops start rolling over the border, 80 of our fighters will be flying around attacking the Polish forces. My fighter wing, I will have them, they can either do interception or they can do air superiority. I will choose air superiority. Again, once I click it, another icon shows up. 280 fighters will be flying over Western Poland, basically engaging enemy fighters. Now, if you look up at this tab here, this will kind of give you a breakdown of what is going on over Western Poland. Our radar, enemy radar, our planes, and anti-aircraft on the ground, their planes and anti-aircraft on the ground. So, as you can see, it is a tad bit confusing. The main thing that you want to remember is that when you click an airbase, let's say we click here, we have to remember that once that airbase is clicked, we station fighters here, but we need to make sure that we're in the right theater. So as you can see here, this is Eastern Germany. We don't want to be flying over Eastern Germany. We want to be flying over Western Poland, or over the Baltic, or over Northwest Germany, or in the Czech Republic. I mean, you can pretty much click anywhere you want, but depending on the type of fighters and their range, you may not have the operational efficiency in order to carry out what you need to carry out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this brief overlook with your Air Force. I may do another advanced one because there are some other things that you can deal with as far as carriers go, but this is just a basic overview. Like I said, a couple of main things. It's usually easier and less confusing if you pull all of your planes and put them immediately into reserves, and then assign them to an airbase, and then assign them combat roles as you need them. So as you're planning your ground invasion, go ahead and station and plan your air attack and or support at the same time. My name is Dead Winter Dead. Thanks for watching.